Hey guys, it's Dirk here with MERUS Adventure, and the big question is, can a Rivian R1S make it through our test track? Let's go find out. All right, so we are driving over to the test track right now to go meet Ted. And he is a guest from Dallas, Texas that has been here most of the week hanging out with his wife. And they showed up in a Rivian R1S. So this is actually the first R1S that we've had here at the park. And we're gonna go find out if we can go through the test track. But there is a kicker to this story. And that is that they've actually made it through the test track for the first part of it a couple of days ago. However, I rebuilt the test track 2 days ago and made it way more aggressive than what it was before. So we'll probably run the Jeep through first so you can see just how aggressive it is, and then we'll run the Rivian through and see if the Rivian can make it through. All right guys, here we are with Ted and his Rivian R1S. And the first thing, I saw this a couple days ago, and right off the bat I was just like, it is a beautiful vehicle. So I've been really curious about the R1S, and the reason that I'm so curious about it is I read an article where Rivian took 2 of these stock to the Rubicon and they made it through. So that's pretty impressive. So Ted, what's your experience been so far bringing it off-road? And you just kind of showed us, I mean, you went on some trails today. So yeah, talk to us about your experience with the R1S so far.
Yeah, so R1S is an amazing vehicle. It's much more of a vehicle than I am a driver, for sure. Coming to MERUS was all about learning, myself and my wife learning to see what we can do, and it definitely put us to the test. It definitely put the vehicle to the test. Those scratches are probably more to do with my driving than anything to do with the car, but it's plenty capable. Tons of power. I'd say the suspension is fantastic compared to some other vehicles that I've driven. Lots of space. Seats 7 passengers, 835 horsepower, instantaneous torque. You don't almost need to use the brake at all because regenerative braking is doing all the work for you. 4 motors, independently torqued, so it's doing a lot of the thinking. You might call that cheating, but I call it a lot of fun. So we had a great day today, hitting a lot of greens and blues, and yeah, they really put us to the test.
All right, so let's walk around the vehicle real quick and talk. So obviously, there's not a motor in here, right? Is this additional storage?
That's additional storage.
Okay,
I'll
so
open it up.
Let's take a look. All right, so you're just gonna open it up with your phone?
Open it up with the phone, because
awesome. All right, so here we go. Obviously no motor, but great storage compartment. Got your gear in here, some extra water, things like that.
Exactly. One of the best things I'll have to show you guys is that, I don't know if you can see that down here, it's pretty dirty, but there is a plug here. And that's so that you can fill this thing with ice and tailgate.
Oh, that is awesome. I love that. Yeah, and then obviously you can adjust the ride height, right? So you're on airbags?
Yep,
is that the
got
system?
air canisters. The same designers who designed Tesla, McLaren's suspension system, designed this suspension system. So each shock has its own air canister. It's independently adjusted. It goes from, I think the minimum is 9-inch clearance to 15 inches clearance. My understanding is that as far as stock vehicles, that's the tallest stock clearance there is in the car world.
Yeah, I mean, we see a lot of vehicles out here all the time, even Jeeps, Broncos, things like that, that have 2-inch lifts on them, and they don't have 15 inches of clearance. So that is really impressive. So, and yeah, you weren't joking. If you know, look at this.
I collected a few.
You're gonna see the other scratch here in a second. Yeah. So that is pretty amazing. And then yeah, let's take a look at the inside. You know, beautiful interior.
They did a great job. It's very minimalist. Of course, it's got your kind of standard EV screen and so forth, but it's very clean. And did you get a look at the overhead glass? Have a look from the inside. Yeah, that's fun too. Yep. Second row, very comfortable for the kids, lots of leg room. The back is full of stuff, but there is a third row that you can fit 2 more people. Kids are pretty comfortable. Adults a bit tight, but if you're running around town, it's easy peasy. The Under Armour is actually worth looking at. It's hard to see, but if you've never seen the underside of an EV, it is flush from front to back. And I've got the additional reinforced underbody armor in there, so it's got some reinforced steel and carbon plates that go all the way to the back. It's totally sealed, so this will do 3 feet of porting.
Wow. So how do you feel about the bumper? So this is probably one of my main concerns.
Departure angle.
Is your departure angle in the test track that we're about to go through.
We'll see. So far, it hasn't been a problem on anything that we've done out in the canyon so far.
Okay.
But we'll see.
So we'll see. All right.
Hopefully we won't tear the bumper off.
Look at this. I mean, this is, I love it when people actually come out and wheel vehicles. And I mean, that's like testament to you got on some rock today.
We did.
And you got the battle scars to prove it.
Yes, we did.
But obviously everything else is still in great condition.
Yep.
The vehicle looks great. So, so here's what we're gonna do. We're going to run the 392 that sits on 40s through the test track so you can really see the articulation. It is aggressive. I just rebuilt it 2 days ago, and I've made one pass in the Jeep, about to make a second pass, and then we're gonna take the Rivian on it. Because Alright, so you can see right off the bat, major flex. Now it's the Rivian's turn. Let's go see how it does. Ted is behind the wheel. I'm going to spot him through here because the main thing I'm concerned about is I don't want him to lose a bumper. As you just saw the Jeep go through, it's massively aggressive right now. So usually when we build the test track, we have to build it pretty aggressively at first because once you get hundreds of vehicles through here and rain and all that kind of stuff, it really settles down. But Ted's running through when it is super fresh, so we'll see how this Rivian goes. Got the drop in the front. There you go. Scraping a little bit in the front. Looks okay right now. Yep, nice and easy. Check the back real quick. Yeah, ready. Alright, so far so good. Keep going. Yeah. that full motor to work really well. Right, you're about to drop in the front fairly aggressively, okay? You can see the suspension fully flexed out back there. Really cool. Front wheels is way up in the air.
Totally silent.
All right, you got the drop. There you go. Good. Nice and easy. Yep. Driver just a little bit. A little bit more driver. Okay. A little bit more driver. Yep, that's looking good. Okay. DT driver. Nice and easy as it comes out. Okay, we're going to take you on the passenger side right here. Do you have an inclinometer in there? Okay. We're going to put you on the wall and see kind of you want to sell. Yeah, you're just going to come right here and just drive straight. Okay. So almost at you, right there. There you go. Yep, nice and easy. Let's go a little bit more faster. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to get you on tilt, okay? Okay, really nice and slow. Drive her a little bit. Okay, nice and slow. Okay, what are you showing? How much?
27.
27? All right, come up. You should actually be at more than 27 right now.
30.
So most of the time when we got a vehicle right here, they should be at about 38. Or are you still showing 30?
30.
Your inclinometer may max out. Yeah, so most of the time when we have a vehicle right here, we're actually going to be at about 38 degrees. Yeah. It's showing red, so it's like it doesn't like that. Yeah, so my guess is he's probably at about 38, somewhere around there right now. But obviously, cool thing about this vehicle is all the weight is in the bottom where that battery is, so the center of gravity is super low. Really, really impressed with the way that the Rivian just ran that section of the test track. So what we're going to do is let's head to the next section and we'll go from there. All right, Ted's behind me and we're going to the last section of the test track. So really curious about how the Rivian is going to climb, especially considering how heavy it is, right? It's a 7,000 pound vehicle. The Jeep I'm in, maybe about 5,500 pounds the way that I have it built, so much lighter, much heavier vehicle. And we're gonna go through the V-notch and see how he does. Can he get the clearance with such a big vehicle? And also what the climb out's gonna be. It's loose, it's really steep, so we're gonna see that. But one thing to note is it was really impressive to see the Rivian go through that section of the test track. Most vehicles, unless you have lockers, will not go through that. And again, even Jeeps, 4Runners, things like that, vehicles that have, they're off-road vehicles that have 2-3 inch suspension lifts on them, 35-inch tires, without lockers, a lot of times in that steep of cross-axle articulation situations, you're just not going to go anywhere. So really, really high points to the Rivian, made that look easy. The main thing, we just wanted to make sure that he wasn't going to hang bumpers, but I give it a 10 out of 10 for cross axle articulation, the way that it could just use that torque, the 4 motors, each wheel has its own motor, just made that a breeze. Really, really impressive. Inside the R1S with Ted, and Megan's out in front of us. She's going to film us going through the last section of the test track. Mainly 2 passes that we're going to make here to see how the R1S does with really steep descents and a pretty steep climb out as well. So
it definitely can do more than I can do as a driver, but it sure makes a lot of things easy. Computer controlled basically everything, lots of different modes. One thing that's really interesting here is, as you can see, there's a brake regen, and that means that when you come down off of, let's say you climb a mountain, you come down, you can actually end up back at the bottom with the same amount of range that you started with when you went on the way up.
that's pretty impressive.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right, let's see what it does.
Something that hopefully Megan will be able to see is that part of the descent control is that the wheels can rotate backwards. So the rear wheels will actually rotate backwards to control your descent.
Okay, so we're at 20, we hit 25 a minute ago. We should be hitting maybe about 28 here in just a second. All right, 32.
Wow.
All right.
It's a record for this car, that's for sure. Damn.
Woo! 32 degrees pitch on the way down. Now we're gonna start climbing. All right, we're at 23, 12, 24, 14. And it's just amazing how these motors work. And just walks right up it. You can hear the tires are spinning, but I think the motors are doing a good job. We'll stay a little bit driver here and then we'll start turning down. I'll show you guys a little bit about what we're going down. Down pitch here and off camber. 18, 19. So this next section that we're going up, a lot of vehicles that are open differential have trouble right here. Because you're starting to climb now, and it's cross axle articulation and a little bit off camber. Yeah, you can just see those motors doing the work. That's awesome. Easy peasy.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, I love it.
Sweet.
All right, now we're going to do the V-notch. So this one has a really steep climb out. So it's going to be interesting to kind of see how that looks. Also got a really steep pitch down. And then we call it the V because it's pretty aggressive pitch going from your descent to your climb. So we are going to make sure when we get to the bottom that we're not scraping bumpers or anything like that before the climb out. Okay, dragging it a little bit, plowing a little bit. All right, let me check that back bumper real quick.
Like a roller coaster.
Yeah, it really is. Okay, back bumper's looking good. As soon as we get you in the bottom, I'll just talk to you a little bit about climbing out. So go ahead and pull up a little bit. All right, look at that departure angle, so good. All right, so you're gonna wanna carry a little bit of momentum going up here.
Yep.
and just stay in the ruts all the way up.
Yep.
And just give it a little bit of momentum, and let's see how she does.
Yeah.
Beautifully done, just amazing. Woo! What a vehicle. Rivian did it right. They sent their engineers to work with off-road driving instructors to build this vehicle to be phenomenal off-road. This is impressive. Really, really impressive. To buy a vehicle like this stock that goes through what a vehicle like that goes through is super impressive. Obviously, didn't run any big rock or anything like that, but on the dirt today, on the test track here, the Rivian did amazing. There you have it. That was our test of the Rivian R1S. That's actually the first time I've gone out and really filmed a vehicle and gave a review on it. Obviously, if you're still watching this video, you can see we are not YouTubers. We are not people that are great at shooting video or editing it. But I do want to ask you this. If you know somebody that's great at media, that's great at shooting video or editing video, we would love to get connected to them. We want to continue to share more of our journey here at MERUS Adventure and share the experiences that we're building. And we're actually working on kind of a video series called Making MERUS that's going to be done in seasons. And we've just started the work on season 1 of Making MERUS that goes all the way back to the origin story of MERUS and tells the story of how we got this park up and running, how we bought the land, how we did everything. I'm going to share everything about our journey here at MERUS Adventure so that you can see the inner workings of building a massive scale outdoor project like this. So if you know somebody that is great at media, please get them in touch with us. You can email Dirk at merusadventure.com, or you can just Google us and contact us. We'd love to talk to you, or if you know somebody else, about it, helping us make an amazing story about this through great media. So there you have it, guys. Check back on your YouTube channel. It was great to hang out with you guys, and thank you so much for watching. And please subscribe and share our channel as well. Thank you.